I'm gonna give you 5 reasons to stop using PayPal in your business, and I'm gonna tell you what to do instead. Coming up. So PayPal has its place. I mean, it's okay to just send a payment to a friend, or it's okay to, pay a subcontractor if you're an independent company and you're an entrepreneur and you're just getting started. I mean, if you're just opening your doors and your business is brand new, go ahead and get a PayPal account and get started that way. It is an easy way to get paid. However, once you cross that threshold of thousands of dollars or regular volume per month that you're processing in your business, there comes a point where you need to stop taking PayPal and move into other options. Again, I'll get to that in just a second. So here's the reasons, the list of the top 5 reasons, in my opinion, that you should stop using PayPal right away. All right, number 5 is that it is not a real merchant account, and therefore there is a public perception associated with whether you take payments online with PayPal or not. So whether or not you agree with this, or whether you push back on this idea that, well, lots of companies have PayPal and lots of large companies still use PayPal because a lot of people have the account, it's seen and used a lot as the sort of the starter merchant account, the small merchant account, or the way to just send payments to your friends. If you're using that on your checkout pages, there is a sort of stigma or a perception that people see you as, why are you still using PayPal? Like, why not use a merchant counter or some other option that that's a little bit smoother and easier to use for the user? And along with that stigma, there is that question of, do I need a PayPal account in order to pay you? Again, lots of people, just do Google searches and you'll find people who are still wondering if they have to have a PayPal account, or they think they have to have a PayPal account in order to pay you. So if somebody comes to your checkout page on your website and you're selling, I don't care what you're selling, if whatever your product or service is, they click that button and it asks for a PayPal account, some people think that they have to have a PayPal account in order to pay you, in order to make that transaction happen. So just the fact that people are still talking about that means that the idea is still out there and it needs to be addressed. Number 4 is that because it's a payment aggregator, and it's a very specific type of payment aggregator, it doesn't allow you to deposit straight into your bank account. Now, PayPal does have divisions where they have a true payment gateway and merchant accounts that do operate a little bit differently, but I'm talking about the standard PayPal account that everybody has come to know, where you can go and verify your account and become a business. You just list your company name and so forth. You still accept the payment and it goes into your PayPal account, not your bank account. So you have to take one extra step, and that's to transfer the money over to your bank account. So I hear comments and questions about, when do I collect my money with merchant accounts and so forth. And if you're using PayPal, it's going to extend the time that you get that money and are able to spend it by usually at least 24 to 48 hours, and sometimes as much as 5 days or a week. It just depends. There's really no hard set rule on that. It could be a while before the money actually transfers into your bank account so you're able to use it. Number 4 is what I'm going to call checkout flow clunkiness. And what I mean by that is that if you integrate PayPal with WordPress and WooCommerce, or lots of the payment page builders like Thrivecart or Infusionsoft, or any of the others that are out there, and there's lots out there. If you are interested in all the payment page builders, check the links, because I've done other videos on what my top recommendations are. But if you're integrating your PayPal account, the standard account, with these payment page services, a lot of times when the customer goes to make the payment and they click buy, like they've got the product in the cart and they click buy, it redirects them to the PayPal page where they have to go and confirm and then say okay. And so it takes them away from your checkout page, goes over to PayPal so that they can complete it. And then you have to come back, or the customer has to come back and be redirected. So it creates a weird loop that is unnecessary and it could hurt your conversions, and it could even hurt your sales, of course, when a customer has to go through that just to make a purchase. Number two, of course, is the high fees that you'll pay, the percentage rate that you pay to accept a credit card transaction through PayPal. It certainly costs more than a merchant account, and there are a couple of variables that go into whether PayPal is more expensive than a merchant account or another one of the payment aggregators. And I'll link up in the description to the videos where I compare those two things, because there are 3 or 4 crucial components and elements, factors that determine the rate that you ultimately pay. But PayPal is a tiered or bucket pricing, and it's just a flat rate for the most part. So you're paying that 2.9 or 3% with the transaction fee, no matter what, whether it's a $10 transaction or a $10,000 transaction. So the percentage rates are higher than what you can get compared to merchant accounts in interchange plus pricing. And number one is my number one biggest reason to stop using PayPal immediately, which is the risk of frozen funds. And I've done an entire video comparing PayPal in particular, Stripe and Square, and all of the payment aggregators to merchant account options, and all the little nuances that go into whether a merchant account company, PayPal in particular in this case, can freeze your funds in some cases, or just lock your account, lock you out of your own account and tie up money for sometimes up to like 6 months or 9 months or even longer. There are some absolute horror stories out there. But the bottom line is that you don't have absolute control, and in some cases you don't even have some control over whether terms of service change and whether PayPal is going to decide to just shut your account down. So you're really running a risk by making that your main option to accept credit card transactions. Okay, so I hadn't originally planned on adding a 6th reason or a bonus reason for this video, but I literally just started preparing this video to send out, and I got an email from an industry publication on digital transactions, and PayPal has just released today, apparently, April 8th, 2019, a new refund policy from PayPal will stop returning fees to sellers on canceled sales. Meaning you get a canceled sale or a refund or whatever, as the business owner, you're not gonna get the fee back that you paid. So a $100 transaction, you pay that 3% fee, the $3. If the customer cancels the transaction, you don't get your $3 back. You lose it apparently. And this whole article, I'll link it up in the description, goes on to say, some of the public feedback says that this is one of the worst updates ever by PayPal Holdings, which I would have to agree. But yet again, it's another reason to kick PayPal to the curb and implement a more reliable, a solid payment processing solution like a merchant account. Okay, so there's the list of the top 5 reasons you should stop using PayPal as the primary option for your business. So if you shouldn't use PayPal, what should you use? Well, the short answer here is to set up an actual merchant account. Again, the simple cost comparison is if you're doing regular transactions, regular volume each month, a couple $1,000s at least, you should move into a merchant account program or a merchant account product. And there's lots of different providers that have different rate structures. And if you are at that point or you want to learn more, there's links in the description that will give you details. You can ask a specific question to me about your specific type of company, the volume that you're doing, and then your processing environment, whether you're online or a retail company. So the alternative to PayPal, get a merchant account, and that will give you a much more solid processing option to collect payments at your business. So there it is. I hope that helped. I hope that provided a little bit of clarity for you on the PayPal giant and the problems that come along with it. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to share it with your friends, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already. I put out regular tutorial videos and informational videos on the process of collecting payments online and in your retail store. So if that fits you and you want to learn more about that, like I said, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss videos when they're posted. Until next time, I'm Brian Manning, and I'll talk to you soon.